TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Sports Live broadcast of a great softball match again tonight. Tonight, it's a softball by-district playoff series as 31A Class 6A softball versus 32A 5A softball players. The Edinburg North out of 31 District and the Harlingen South Lady Hawks out of District 32 match up tonight in the second game of their series. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Doug Robinson, and I'll be doing your play-by-play tonight here at Harlingen South. A little bright and sunny night here in Harlingen, Texas, as we're getting ready to start. We'll try to get you the lineups and get things going on as we move right along. Leading off for the Edinburg North Lady Cougars, it'll be number 2, Jessica Diaz, who will be playing shortstop for the Lady Cougars. First pitch from the pitcher from the Harlingen Lady South Hawks is number 24 doing the pitching tonight. And it's Kylie Ruiz. Pitch from Ruiz makes the count 1-1. To Jessica Diaz, who bats in from the right side. One-on-one the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's going to be count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jessica Diaz wearing the number 2. Edinburg in their classic navy blue uniforms. Lady Cougars of Edinburg North. Pitches across and comes a little low, and count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jessica Diaz. Followed behind her will be Annabelle Segoviano. And she'll be playing second base tonight. And here's the pitch, a little short pop up, goes out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. She'll be followed by Natalie Rodriguez, followed by Hope Rodriguez in the cleanup spot, Patty Davila in the 5-hole, Anel Pequeño in the 6-hole, Kaylee O'Brien in the 7th hole. We'll give you the rest of the lineup as we can get to them. The pitch, a shot out towards right field, and it's going to be picked up by the right fielder, and that'll be the first out for the inning. So Jessica Diaz flies out. That'll bring up Annabelle Segoviano for the Lady Cougars. Playing second base tonight. And here's the pitch. Low, and it actually causes a called strike. So the count goes 0-1 right away to Segoviano. Kylie Ruiz's pitch in for a second called strike. So Segoviano quickly is 0-2 as Kylie Ruiz seems to have her stuff tonight. Kylie gets set, looks for the signal. The pitch in and a little bit low. So the count goes 1-2. to Annabelle Segoviano. On deck is Natalie Rodriguez, who's the starting pitcher for the Lady Cougars tonight. The pitch from Ruiz. Segoviano thought about it but held up. Keeps the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just getting started here in this bi-district playoff match between the Edinburg Lady Cougars and the host Harlingen South Lady Hawks tonight right here in Harlingen. The pitch from Ruiz. There's a shot towards the right fielder, and she picks it cleanly. So a fly out for Segoviano, and that'll bring up Natalie Rodriguez. Natalie Rodriguez getting the starting pitching duties tonight for the Lady Cougars. She bats in from the right side. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Ruiz waits for the batter to get set, and the delivery and the pitch. Little chopper up the center, and that's going to be a base hit. So Natalie Rodriguez goes on base with a single. And that'll bring up Hope Rodriguez. She'll be doing the catching duties tonight for the Lady Cougars. She bats in from the right side. 2 outs, runner at first for the Lady Cougars. Kylie Ruiz checks the signals and delivers. And it's a called strike. So quickly she's out in front. 0-1 to Hope Rodriguez. Ruiz sets and delivers. And the pitch is a swinging strike, so that count goes to 0-2. Hope Rodriguez wears the number 9. And she calls time. Maybe have something in her hair or her eyes. A little issue going on there. A little bit windy this evening here at Harlingen South Softball Complex, home of the Lady Hawks. And she's back in there. Kylie Ruiz with the pitch and the delivery. It's a little bit low, and that's going to bring the count at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Lady Cougars have a runner at first as Natalie Rodriguez reached first on the base hit. Hope Rodriguez at the plate. The swing. It's a shot to right field, and it's going to be a home run. A home run for Hope Rodriguez. So quickly, just like that, it's 2-0. So a little conference and a little confidence from the infielders coming to talk to their pitcher, saying, don't worry about it, shake it off. And that'll bring up Patty Davila, the first baseman for the Lady Cougars. She steps into the right side. Kylie Ruiz sets, and the pitch. And it's a little high and outside. Count goes 1-0 to Patty Davila. Ruiz with the pitch. Count goes 2-0. So just like that, the Lady Cougars of Edinburg put 2 runs on the field. With a 2-run shot by Hope Rodriguez. Davila waiting from the pitch from Ruiz, and it's in, and a called strike. So the count goes 2-1 to Patty Davila. Davila playing first base tonight for the Lady Cougars. Pretty good crowd tonight. Not a standing room only crowd, but a good crowd tonight. Real Sports Live, glad to bring you all the action in this ladies softball 6A by district playoff game. Davila steps out, steps back in, waits for the pitch from Ruiz. Ruiz sets and delivers. And there's a shot right back to the pitcher, and that'll retire the side, but not before the Edinburg Lady Cougars score 2. After the half of 1, it's the Edinburg North Lady Cougars 2 and the Harlingen South Lady Hawks coming to bat. We'll be back with more. You're listening and watching Real Sports Live, coverage of softball action right here, a home for all of your sports in the Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back in just a moment.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito. Fans.
Starting off, the bottom half of the first brings to the plate Natasha Canales for the Lady Hawks. Canales playing left field tonight for the Lady Hawks. She steps in from the left side of the plate. Facing the pitcher, Natalie Rodriguez, who cranked a 2-run dinger to give the Lady Cougars the lead. And a quick hit and puts the Hawks with a base runner. So Natasha Canales is on base. That'll bring up number 12, Kayla Rogers. Rogers is playing right field tonight for the Lady Hawks. She also bats in from the left side. So the Lady Hawks have a runner at first. Kayla Rogers looks at the pitch from Rodriguez and a quick bunt, and it goes foul. A little windy tonight. You can hear it in my microphone. As Kayla Rogers steps back in. 0-1 the count. Got a little hold up here from the blue. Rogers steps back in, waiting for the pitch from Rodriguez. And the pitch is inside and tight. And that'll make the count 1-1. 1-1 the count to Kayla Rogers. Lefty taking some swings. Natasha Canales at first base on the single. There's a shot. It's going to be maybe down, and it is. Now they said it's foul ball. Not a very good vantage point from where I'm sitting. I'm sitting at the actually almost left field corner, and hard to see where the ball lands but on that one it stays foul. So the runners will go back, and Miss Rogers will go back to the left side of the plate, and we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rogers. Rogers shows bunt again and makes a shot to the third base, and the play on the fielder's choice, and she's out. So a 6-3 quick gives the Harlingen Lady Hawks, Harlingen South Lady Hawks, I should say, their first out. That'll bring up number 11, Crystal Gonzalez. Crystal playing shortstop tonight for the Lady Hawks. Crystal bats in from the right side, which is for the pitch from Rodriguez. Shows bunt, ball gets by, but the catcher scoops it, and the runner stays at second. Canales moved to second on the fielder's choice, and that's where we sit. The pitch from Rodriguez is in, and in softball, the infielders are not unusual to charge and come across quickly as they did right there on that play, maybe looking for a slash bunt. One and one the count to Crystal Gonzalez. There's a shot right back to the shortstop. She picks it, and the ball's overthrown. So Canales will be on the E6. So the Lady Hawks move the base runner over to third. And with the air, Gonzalez goes to first base. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Kitana Muniz, wearing the number 9. She's playing center field for the Lady South Hawks. She comes in batting to the left side. One out here in the bottom of the first. First pitch is a ball. From pitcher Natalie Rodriguez. Muniz awaits the pitch. Rodriguez with the delivery and the pitch. Goes in for a drop and a strike. So a called strike evens up the count at 1-1. Runners at first and third for the Lady Hawks. Muniz, the pitch, and it looks like it's going to be dropped by the right fielder, and that will allow the Lady Hawks to score 1 run and send the other runner to third. And Muniz will go to second base on the air. So the Lady Hawks get 1 right back, and now our score is 2-1. And that'll bring up the batter, Ileana Saucedo. Saucedo is in right field today, or excuse me, she's a designated player, so she'll be batting. In baseball, they have the term designated hitter, where the player is the batter, but does not play the defensive position. Saucedo's count 1-1. One out, and a shot up to the right side. It looks like it's going to go out of play, and it does. Makes the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes for the Lady South Hawks. Lady Hawks have runners at second and third. Ileana Salcedo. Chopper down the third baseline, stays foul. So that'll keep the count at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ileana Salcedo. Christiana Ariano, where number 23 is on deck for the Lady South Hawks. Pitch to Salcedo is outside and makes the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ileana Salcedo. Had an exciting game last night as the Rio Hondo Bobcats, Lady Bobcats I should say, defeated the Orange Grove Lady Bulldogs by in a close game, 5-4. And there's a shot, it's gonna drop. And that'll send 1 runner home. And a second one as Salcedo goes to second. And they're looking for an interference call, but they won't get it. And the Lady South Hawks take the lead 3-2. So now the Lady South Hawks have a runner at second on the double by Salcedo. And that'll bring up the catcher, Christina Ariano, wearing the number 23. Ariano bats in from the right side. The pitch from Rodriguez is in for a called strike. 3-2 our score. We're in the bottom of the first. A dinger by the Lady Cougars put 2 on the board early, but the Hawks have answered back here in the bottom of the first and have taken the lead 3-2. Rodriguez's pitch, fouled back. Christine Ariano, little shot, goes foul down the third base line. Keeps the count at 0-2. The coaches for this team, Elias Martinez is the head coach for the Lady South Hawks, while Richard Tressler is the head coach for the Lady Cougars. Ariano. Swing and a miss, and that'll be 2 outs for the Lady South Hawks here in the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Alexa Salcedo, who's playing third base tonight for the Lady South Hawks. She'll step into the right side. Rodriguez sets, and the delivery is going to be a called strike to Alexis Salcedo, the third baseman for the Lady South Hawks. Two outs here in the bottom of the first. Our score 3-2. Lady Hawks on top. Salcedo goes 0-2. Alexis Salcedo gets a shot up there towards the shortstop. She picks and throws, and they're going to say she's gone. So that's 3 outs. So at the end of 1, our score, The Lady South Hawks lead this one 3-2. We'll be back with more. You're watching and listening to Real Sports Live coverage of Class 6A softball playoff action. Back in one moment.
May the 5th for exciting football action from Mercedes as Real Sports Live presents NFL flag football action in Turf Wars 2019. See the future stars from the area in tournament competition live on Real Sports Live from the Mercedes Tiger Football Stadium May the 5th. Coaches, sign your team up today and be a part of the show for just $75 a team. Sponsored in part by Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito. Register your team today or call 956-536-7185. Turf Wars, NFL flag football from Mercedes. Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, check out this 2014 Hyundai Elantra GT. This car is loaded with a leather interior, satellite radio, Bluetooth, and it's yours today for zero money down and $175 a month. That's right, no money down. Drive away today, just $175 a month. Or feel the power of this 2016 Dodge Challenger. This includes the RT Scat Pack, includes navigation, satellite radio, a reverse camera, an ALPINE stereo system. Practically new with just 31,000 miles, powered by a 6.4-liter 392 Hemi engine. This today on the lot at $33,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas.
Back live here at Harlingen South. We're in a doozy right now. 3-2 our score. The Harlingen Lady South Hawks lead this one over the Lady Cougars of Edinburg North. Kylie Ruiz sets the deliver to the pitch to Lady Cougar, Patty Davila. Scratch out, it's Anel Pequeño leading off. Pequeño gets a short one, but they're going to call it foul ball. Top of the second, Anel Pequeño at the plate. Playing left field today for the Lady Cougars. And swing and a miss. And a count goes 1-2. There it goes. I was going to say, I know it's 1-2, but they had 1-1 on the scoreboard. A little bit delay there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pequeño. Top of the second inning here in Harlingen. Winds have died down just a little bit as the sun looks like it's getting ready to set. Temperature right now a little windy, but 82 degrees in Harlingen, Texas. So Pequeño goes down on the strikeout, and that'll bring up Kaylee O'Brien, playing third base for the Lady Cougars. Pitch is a little bit low from Ruiz. Harlingen South wearing black pants, orange socks, and an orange and black mixed jersey, while the Edinburg North Lady Cougars are in their navy blue. Short one to shortstop, picks it and does. And they're going to say that she pulled her foot off. So O'Brien is on with a single. So Kaylee O'Brien reaches first, and we're going to get a little conversation from Coach Martinez from the Lady South Hawks, a well-known softball coach, had a long tenure at San Benito at the Greyhounds, taking the Lady Greyhounds to the postseason, and here he is in the postseason as well with the Lady South Hawks. doing a great job with this program. And the appeal is no good. So the runner will stay at first. So Kaylee O'Brien reaches after Pequeño strikes out, and Melanie Cantu will come to the plate. Third baseman steps into the right side of the box. The pitch from Kylie Ruiz. Going to bring a one to the center field, and it's going to drop over the center fielder's head. It's going to be tagged out at possibly second base, but we don't have a call yet. And they're going to say she's safe at second. So Melanie Cantu reaches on a two base, and that moves the runner to third. So now the Lady Cougars have runners at second and third. And Coach Martinez not happy with the call at second. And from my vantage point, I have to admit, it looked like that she tagged her before she got to the bag. But they're having a little discussion on that right now as to what is going on with that particular call. But it looks like Coach Martinez is not going to win his case. And that's going to bring up Layla Tamez. Layla Tamez will be the next batter. A little confusion on some scoring issues and some substitutions, entries. Tamez listed as the the designated player, which means she will be the DH in this play. And then Hannah Duffy will be listed as the flex player, and she'll be playing defensively but will not be hitting. So Layla Tamez steps into the right side. Ruiz go back to the pitcher circle and finds her spot, moves a little dirt. Checks the situation. She's got runners at second and third. We have one out here in the top of the second. And the pitch to Tamez is a swinging strike. So strike one to Lola Tamez. The pitch from Ruiz. Outside, and that's going to make the count 1-1. So the Lady Cougars are trying to threaten right now and open it up as they've got runners at second and third. Tamez with the pitch. And it's a called strike. 1-2 to Tamez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Layla Tamez. The pitch, strike 3, and she's punched out. So they're now 2 outs for the Lady Cougars. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Jessica Diaz. Diaz playing shortstop tonight for the Lady Cougars. She steps into the right side. Gets a shot to the second baseman, throws it to first, and we have 3 outs. So, at the end of 1.5, right now the Lady Hawks of Harlingen South lead this one 3-2 as they come to bat in the bottom of the second. We'll be back with more right here on Real Sports Live.
If you just graduated high school, are looking to change careers, or to upgrade your job skills, Texas Southmost College is the place to start. With over 50 certificates and associate degrees to choose from, TSC has the career for you. At TSC, you get a quality education that's close to home. Earn a certificate or an associate degree and get the education you need for today and tomorrow's job market.
Wouldn't you like to be in demand?
Register now at Texas Southmost College in Brownsville.
With Real Sports Live, please give us a call. We'd be glad to talk to you. Just check us out. Real Sports Live, or you can catch a lot of the action on YouTube. Bottom of the second. And Alyssa Ledesma steps in. She bats from the left side of the plate. Ledesma's playing first base tonight for the Lady Southhawks. Count goes 1-1 to the Ledesma. And the pitch is in too low, 2 balls, 1 strike. A little dusty out here as the sun begins to set on a beautiful evening here in Harlingen, Texas. Shot, going to be a fair ball. And she's going to second. And they're going to hold her at 2. So Alyssa Ledesma is on board with a double. And that'll bring up Kelsey Rivera, playing second base tonight for the Lady Southhawks. She also bats in from the left-hand side. A lot of lefties on the Harlingen's Lady Southhawks softball team. Kelsey Rivera. Rodriguez on the mound with the pitch. Bunt goes foul. Runner was going. No doubt they had the bunt play going on with that particular situation. 3-2 our score. Harlingen Lady Southhawks scored 3 in their bottom half of the first after a home run with a base runner aboard with the Lady Cougars with 2. And they're going to say it's a foul ball. And the Lady Hawks playing small ball here as they attempt to move the runners. Alyssa Ledesma at second base, who got there on a double. And Kelsey Rivera at the plate. 0-2 count to Rivera. Rodriguez with the pitch. Swing, and it's going to be right there and in place, and they make the play at first but can't make the one at third. So Rivera is able to get a sack and send the runner to third. So Alyssa Ledesma moves to third on the sacrifice. And that'll bring back the top of the order Number 21, Natasha Canales. Coming to the plate, as I said, a lot of lefties for these Lady South Hawks. One out here in the bottom of the second. Pitch is in and low, and the count goes 1-0. I look at the green and orange flags on both sides of the stands, and they are whipping pretty hard. Canales shows bunt and does a pull swing, and it might drop, but does not. Second baseman hauls it in, makes the throw, and is no good. And the Lady Hawks put another tally on the board. So now it's a 4-2 ball game here in the bottom of the second. So Kayla Rogers steps in, another lefty. Ball skips up to the plate, and the count goes 1-0. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. Inside and tight to Rogers. Kayla Rogers, where's the number 12 for the Lady South Hawks? Bats in from the left side, waits for the pitch from Rodriguez. The delivery, a little short chopper, goes back by the screen. Makes the count 1-2. Two outs. 4-2 our score. Lady South Hawks on top. They capitalize on the double and put a run across the dish. Ball skips up to the plate again off of Rodriguez. And Rogers' count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kayla Rogers. The pitch from Rodriguez. Swing, and it's going to go right to the first baseman, unassisted. So that'll be 3 outs. We'll be back with more. You're watching softball action on Real Sports Live, the home for all of your sports here in the Rio Grande Valley. Back with more in just a bit.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Don't pass up the savings at Mikasa Furniture. Score big at Mikasa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-up, 3-down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches.
We move back to the top of the third as the Lady Cougars send Annabelle Segoviano to the plate. Segoviano flied out last time. She bats from the right side of the plate. Playing second base tonight for the Lady Cougars of Edinburg North. One-on-one the count. Here's the pitch from Ruiz. Pops up, looks like it's going to go out of play, and it does. That'll move the count to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Segoviano. Want to remind you that we have a lot of action, so make sure you're always tuning into Real Sports Live. Joe Bowling, the mastermind of this operation, doing a great job covering sports right here in the Rio Grande Valley. Swing from Segoviano is a quick slide to the first baseman, and the laser line drive is caught. So the first baseman, Alyssa Ledesma, handles that one with ease. And that'll give the first out to the Lady Cougars, and that'll bring up Natalie Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the pitcher, is the one that started the rally, and she was followed by Hope Rodriguez, who hit the dinger, which gave the Lady Cougars their 2 runs. Kylie Ruiz sets in the pitch. Outside and high, and the count goes 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the third. The pitch from Ruiz as she sets and delivers. And the ball is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. I want to thank the folks here at Harlingen South High School for providing some great accommodations, even loaned us a chair tonight so we could bring this broadcast to you. We hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. Great high school softball action. I want to pay some kudos to Luis Solorio, the interim athletic director, and athletic coordinator Brian Ricci here at Harlingen South. Swing. She does not decide to swing, so the count goes full. To Natalie Rodriguez. 3 balls, 2 strikes, or full, as we say in the game of this wonderful sport. Swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and now 3 strikes. And a batter's out. So there are 2 outs here in the top of the third, and that'll bring up Hope Rodriguez, who last time hit the dinger, the round tripper. Or as we say in the game, she went yard. And her first pitch is a swinging strike, and she goes down 0-1. 4-2 our score. The Lady South Hawks lead this one. We're in the top of the third. If you've just joined us, we hope you're enjoying all this action. Ball from Ruiz gets a little bit low, skips the ground. Makes the count 1-1 to Hope Rodriguez. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Rodriguez sets in. The pitch from Ruiz is a called strike. And the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Turned out to be a beautiful night to watch softball. Ball is inside. Count goes even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Hope Rodriguez. Rodriguez hits a gapper, and she's going to be on board, and that's her 2nd hit of the night. And that'll bring up Patsy Davila. Davila playing first base tonight for the Lady Cougars of Edinburg North. She'll bat in from the right side. Davila struck out her last time at bat. So Hope Rodriguez with the gapper reaches first. Kylie Ruiz with the pitch. High and outside, and the count goes 1-0. Very nice softball facilities here at Harlingen South. Swing and a miss, and the count goes 1-1. Patty Davila at the plate. The pitch from Ruiz. Swing and a miss, and the count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Lady South Hawks leading this one 4-2. As the Lady Cougars are trying to get something to happen here. They've got a runner at first. Pitch is outside and low, and that evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Patty Davila. And there they go. Beautiful snag by the second baseman. What a beautiful play by the defensive player, Kelsey Rivetta, to snag that ball out of second base to retire the side. So after 2.5, the score remains the same at 4-2. We'll be back with more on Real Sports Live, the home of real sports and all sports here for high school here in the Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back in just a moment.
Red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-up, 3-down fishing tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
How to add the VTX1 app to your Roku device. All your favorite shows from VTX1 Channel 1 and exciting games broadcast on Rio Sports Live can be added onto your Roku device by following these simple steps. Step 1. Scroll down to search and push OK on the remote control. Step 2. Type in VTX1 by using
Crystal Gonzalez to the plate as we join the live action back here at Harlingen South in softball playoff action. Harlingen South hosting Edinburg North in Class 6A softball high school action. Pitch is a shot. It's going to go for 1 and an overthrow, and that's going to send Gonzalez to second base. She looks at third, but on the overthrow decides to stay at second. So Crystal Gonzalez gets on board with the air. So the overthrow allows Gonzalez to get aboard. And that's going to bring up Kaitana Muniz. Kaitana Muniz. Where's the number 9? She bats in from the left side. Muniz. First one goes in for a ball. You know, you think about players in softball and how they develop these careers. It's amazing on somehow these athletes start at 3 and 4 and 5 years old and move those tools. There's a shot to the first baseman who makes the play unassisted. So a ground out right there. Has one down for the Lady South Hawks. And Gonzalez moves to third. So one down here in the bottom of the third. Lady South Hawks send Ileana Saucedo to the plate. Saucedo bats from the right side, check swing, and they're going to say she's held up. So the count will go 1-0 to Ileana Saucedo, wearing the number 25. Ball's inside. Count goes 2-0 to Saucedo. Once again, she's listed as the DP, the designated player, or in our case, in baseball, we call that the designated hitter. But the player can be designated by the coach. And in this case, he's got her as a hitter, batting for his pitcher, Kylie Ruiz. Saucedo's count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Lady South Hawks lead this one 4-2. Saucedo steps back in. The pitch from Rodriguez. There's a shot, and it's going to go foul off the third base line. Left fielder didn't have a shot to make the catch, so our count will go 2 balls and a strike. And goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm sorry with that. Two and two, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. We were talking about the way the game is set up in softball, how these young girls get a chance to tone their skills all the way from 3 and 4 years old, and how they go to camps, join traveling teams, and really develop their skills throughout the years. But some of these girls are just blessed to be coached by great coaches and refine them. As Saucedo has a shot, and it's going to be a base hit, and she'll score. So the RBI is good for Saucedo as Muniz moves on in. So the Lady Hawks add another tally, and it's a 5-2 ball game. And a coach from Edinburg is not happy about it. He thinks that the ball was foul, but doesn't look like it's going to change. She's going to the home plate umpire after visiting with the base umpire, but to me it looked clearly fair from our end, from our vantage point. And it is. It's going to stay that way. So the Lady Hawks now lead this ball game 5-2. And Coach Martinez may be making a defensive change here. We're going to keep it here because it doesn't look like they're going to take that long to make the change. So we're going to keep it here. We're going to talk a little bit about baseball and softball. You know, when you look at the game of softball and baseball in a comparison, there's a lot of people that say that the game of softball is a much faster game because they play a shorter field. And the ball moves at a very, very fast pace. You'll see a lot of players in softball wearing face guards. And there's some advantage point to that. Maybe that should happen in baseball as well. But the pitcher from Edinburg North wears the face guard tonight as she pitches, Natalie Rodriguez. And a quick change is made. Christina Ariano steps in and looks at a called strike. So Ariano, 0-1. Lady Hawks have a runner at second on the miscue. And that's Starlet Ramon at second base. Starlet Ramon at second. And Christina Ariano at the plate. And strikes out. And that's 2 outs for the Lady Hawks here in the bottom of the third. They lead this one 5-2. That's going to bring up Alexis Salcedo. Salcedo wears the number 5, and she plays third base for the Lady Hawks. She shows butt. Ball gets away, and a runner from second will advance to third. Lady Cougars playing almost back to the wall because the wind was blowing fiercely earlier. It has died down somewhat. Flags not blowing or ripping as much as they were earlier. Salcedo gets a shot. It's right up, and that's going to score another run. And Salcedo is in with a single. So it's a 6-2 ball game. Brings up the batter number 15, Alyssa Ledesma. She'll bat in from the left side. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Ledesma looks a little bit high, and it is. No, a little. We'll see. The scoreboard says 1, but the umpire did not signal a strike. And we got a shot right there, all the way to first base, unassisted, and that'll retire the side. So, after 3 full innings of play, the Lady South Hawks of Harlingen South High School lead this one 6-2 over the Edinburg North Lady Cougars. We'll be back with more action on Real Sports Live, your home for all of the Real Sports actions here in the Rio Grande Valley. Back with more in a moment.
The cursor around the keyboard and pushing OK to enter the letters. When you're done, choose the VTX1 option on the right-hand side of the screen. Then push OK. Step 3. Choose the Add Channel option on the right-hand side of the screen and wait for the application to load. Congratulations! You have now successfully added the VTX1 app to your channel lineup. It can be found on the main screen under Home at the bottom of the list. For more information, visit the VTX1 website at vtx1.net/OTT.
At Port Isabel Health Clinic, they care for you like family. Services include pediatrics, geriatric care, and family practice, school sports physicals, daycare physicals, orthopedic care, wellness exams for men and women. Dr. William Torkelson and his staff are here to serve you. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. Your health is their priority at the Port Isabel Health Clinic.
Back here live in Harlingen, South Texas, where the Ladies South Hawks lead this playoff by district game 6-2 here in the top of the fourth. And Alexa Pequeño, Anel Pequeño steps in. Pequeño bats from the right side of the plate and counts 1-0. And Pequeño gets a base hit as the ball goes right up the middle. So Pequeño is on base with a single. And they'll bring up Kaylee O'Brien. O'Brien playing third base for the Lady Cougars. Kaylee O'Brien bats from the right side of the plate. Ball is outside and high. O'Brien playing third base for the Lady Cougars. Ball gets away from the catcher, but she snags it. And the count goes 2-0 to the tall right-handed shortstop, or excuse me, third base. Kaylee O'Brien at the plate, waits for the pitch from Ruiz, and the pitch, it's a foul out of play. So that'll make the count 2-1 strike to Kaylee O'Brien. Kylie Ruiz appears to have settled down and still on the mound for the Harlingen Lady South Hawks. Got a little one get away. And Pequeño will scamper down to second. And the count will go 2-1 to Kaylee O'Brien. Excuse me, check that, 3-1. I thought it was 3-1. Scoreboard a little delayed there, that's okay. When I moved to the Valley, I was told this several years ago, the land of manana. Ruiz sets and delivers the pitch. Called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kaylee O'Brien. And now they're going to say that's the third strike. No, they're not. She just came back. Well, now that they are. Nope, O'Brien strikes out. But we don't have it out on the scoreboard, so. It's hard to see it from my vantage points if that is O'Brien or Cantu, because Cantu's number is 12 and O'Brien's number is 11. And they still don't have the mark out just yet. Now they're going to say that O'Brien walked, so they're going to give her the base on balls. So there was a little confusion there, but O'Brien is at first, Pequeño is at second, and it is Melanie Cantu at the plate. And Cantu bunts, and they can't make a play. And now the Lady Cougars have runners at first, second, and third. So the bases are juiced, and that's going to bring up Layla Tamez. So runners at first, second, and third for the Lady Cougars as they're having a big offensive rally right now. As Tamez steps into the right side. 1-0 the count. Called strike, and the count goes even at 1. Layla Tamez with a chance to maybe cut the deficit as the Lady Cougars trail by 4. Runners at third, second, and first. The bases are juiced. As we say in the business. 1-2 the count to Temez. No outs here in the top of the fourth. Layla Temez sets in, waits for the pitch from Ruiz. The swing and goes foul up against the screen. So the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Hawks have a pitcher in their bullpen warming up. Melba Rodriguez is in the pen. Quick switch goes back to the home. They'll make the force play. And there's 1 out. So Tamez trying to make something happen, but too short, and the force play goes back to the plate. The bases remain juiced. It's going to bring up the top of the order. It's going to be Jessica Diaz to the plate. Swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2 to Diaz, the shortstop for the Lady Cougars. She's trying to help her teammates. And she does. It's at the base hit, so that'll score 1. And they're going to hold the runner at third. So Diaz manages to get a run across the dish for the Lady Cougars. And moves our score to 6-3. So the Lady Cougars are gnawing away at that 3-run lead now that the Lady South Hawks have. Had a 4-run, they've cut it to 3. Bases are still juiced. Annabelle Segoviano to the plate. Bats right, ball's a little low. As Kylie Ruiz is still on the mound for the Lady South Hawks. Segoviano playing second base for the Lady Cougars tonight. Two and 0. Bases loaded. The pitch to Segoviano. Here's a shot to right to the left fielder, who's underneath it and makes the play. And the throw is in quick, and that'll hold the runners. So a fly out to the left fielder. We'll give it 2 outs for the Lady Cougars. 6-3 our scores. Segoviano not deep enough to make the sacrifice. And now the two coaches are going to pull a little strategy here. We may see a offensive or defensive change here. Not for sure if we're going to see a pinch hitter or not. Maybe seeing a pinch runner. Could be a designated player switch. Layla Tamez goes to the dugout. She was at second. She'll be replaced. And we can't see her now. We'll try and help you out there, but the Lady Cougars still have the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. They've got 1 back. They've cut the deficit to 3. They trail right now 6-3. Umpire Eddie Ramos behind the plate. We'll give him a big shout out. He's calling the balls and strikes tonight in this by-district playoff. Gets a little change there for his official scorecard. Pitches in low. Made some changes here. It should be Natalie Rodriguez, the pitcher, at the plate, and it is. tough to see from my vantage point, because those numbers kind of blend in with the jersey. But I can see the number 5 now. Natalie Rodriguez goes with 1 ball, 1 strike. Natalie Rodriguez batting from the right side of the plate. The other thing that's kind of unique in softball is they wear a face guard with their batting helmets. Not quite taking place in baseball, but it does in softball. A lot of females that play the game of softball say that is definitely a safety advantage that I've talked to. I've coached a little softball. The pitch to Rodriguez from Ruiz, and she steps off the mound. Natalie Rodriguez, the pitcher of record for the Lady Cougars, at the plate. Ball is low, gets away from the catchers, but she manages to hold on to it. Moves the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. And now goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 the count to Natalie Rodriguez. 2 outs. 6-3 our score. The Lady South Hawks lead this one, but the Lady Cougars are trying to do something, and that ball's going to go out of play. So the count will remain at 2-2. Lady Cougars trying to make something happen here as they've got runners at first, second, and third. Bases loaded, bases juiced for the Lady Cougars as they're trying to make something happen here. Home plate umpire Eddie Ramos calls timeout. Batter steps out of the box. Now the coach from Edinburg North wants to have a little chat. I'm going to touch base with the base umpire. And I think there's a little confusion on the count. They're showing 2-2 on the scoreboard. Now they're going to say it's full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Rodriguez. The pitch from Ruiz. And now she steps off. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count and the pitch. And the pitch is up. And is caught. And retires the side. So Kylie Ruiz gets herself out of a jam, as the Lady Cougars are only be able to bring 1 back. We've played 4, or we've played 3.5, I should say. We're moving in as we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Right now, your score, it's 6 for the Lady South Hawks and 3 for the Lady Cougars. We'll be back with more action right here in this bi-district playoff game in just a moment. You're watching Real Sports Live, the home for real sports action.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Services have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every
Back here at Harlingen South Softball Stadium. We're on a bi-district playoff game. Harlingen Ladies South Hawks lead this one 6-3 as they come to bat in their frame of the bottom of the fourth. And the batter is Natasha Canales, who pops it up and flies out to the pitcher. So quickly we have our first out of the frame. One out for the Lady South Hawks. And that should bring up Kayla Rogers. So Natasha Canales comes to the plate. Ball's low. Canales bats from the left side. Where's the number 12? Playing right field for the Lady South Hawks. And bunts and goes foul. So quickly the count goes 1-1 to Natasha Canales. One out here in the bottom frame of the fourth for the Lady South Hawks. Rodriguez deliveries. And there's a shot. It's going to go foul down the third base side. So Canales goes to 1-2 on the count. Want to remind some folks, if you'd like to catch up on any of the other games that you would like to see, you can go to YouTube. Simply type in Real Sports Live and look at the host of the different games that will be there. And a swing and a miss for Canales. And the Hawks, Lady Hawks, have 2 down. That'll bring up Kayla Rogers. Another lefty for the Lady South Hawks. The right fielder for the Lady South Hawks. Sun going down, getting a little chillier out here, but not too bad. Wind still blows. Kayla Rogers count 0-1. The pitch from Rodriguez is low and away. And the count goes 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Our score 6-3, Lady Hawks. From Harlingen South, as they bat in their bottom frame of the fourth, and there's a foul out of play. Goes over the third base side, way out of play. Count remains 1-2 to Kayla Rodriguez. Kayla Rogers, my apologies. And Rodriguez and Rogers, but it's Kayla Rogers at the plate. A host of lefties on the United South Lady Hawks softball team. Rodriguez steps away out of the circle. Now comes back, sets, and delivers. And the pitch is high and away. And the count goes 3-2 to Kayla Rogers. 2 outs. Full boat, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kayla Rogers. The payoff pitch. There's a shot, might drop, and does. So Kayla Rogers gets aboard with the air by the shortstop. That'll bring up Crystal Gonzalez, the shortstop, for the Lady South Hawks. She bats in from the right side. Where's the number 11? Lady South Hawks with a runner at first on the miscue. And a pitch from Rodriguez is a called strike. Crystal Gonzalez. Swing. And they're going to say a foul ball. So the count goes 0-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Second game of this 3-game series. Harlingen South leading this one 6-3 as they bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Rodriguez taking a little bit of time, now steps back on towards the mound. And now steps out. Now we got a little time call by the blue. I don't know if got a little action going in the stands or what, but now he says play ball. The pitch. Outside, snap, throw to second base. And it appears that she dropped the ball and did. And the runner is in safely.
Hey, good hit.
So Kayla Rogers steals second. And the Lady South Hawks have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs and 2 strikes to the batter. Crystal Gonzalez. Gonzalez is going to be able to drop it in, and they're going to send her home. The cut throw is safe. So, the sacrifice is good. And the Lady Hawks add a tally to their score, and they're making it a 7-3 ball game. So with 2 outs and 2 strikes, Crystal Gonzalez delivers. And it's a 4-run lead for the Lady South Hawks as they lead at 7-3. So now it's going to bring up Kitana Muniz. She bats from the left side. Plays center field for the Lady South Hawks. The pitch from Rodriguez. Here's a called strike. Kitana, ball skips to the plate. Count goes 1-1. The record for these two teams throughout the season, the Lady Cougars came into this at 22-9 for the regular season, while the Lady South Hawks are at 28-6 on their regular season overall record. The pitch from Rodriguez. Chopper up to second base. I'll take the easy one to retire the side. So, after 4, The Harlingen Lady South Hawks add another run to their tally. They lead this one 7-3. We'll be back with more on Real Sports Live, the home for real sports in the Rio Grande Valley. Be back with more in just a moment.
Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. Sundays from 12 to 6 on F Street in Harlingen. It's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli. Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito is right there for you when it comes to supporting your teams, schools, and organizations. A veteran-owned business dedicated to helping out regardless of the team or season. Let Chewy's design your hats or shirts with state-of-the-art embroidery. Let Chewy's design and print your shirts for the next big game. How about custom engraved top-of-the-line mugs, buttons, banners? Call Chewy's Custom Sports today.
What's up, everybody? I'm Xavier. This is Sarge, and we're the owners of King Cuts Barbershop, and this is the King Cuts crew. Welcome to King Cuts! We specialize in all kinds of men's cuts and hair designs. Keep yourself groomed. We'll take care of the rest. King Cuts, where fresh cuts are served daily.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Back here, live action by district softball playoff, Class 6A. Two schools with lots of talent. And a by-district playoff matchup in a best-of-3 games here. Edinburg North Lady Cougars visiting the compound of the Harlingen Lady South Hawks, where the Lady South Hawks lead this one 7-3. Patty Davila leads off for the Lady Cougars to start off the 5th. Kylie Ruiz still on the mound for the Lady South Hawks, although they do have action in the bullpen. Ruiz checks the signals with the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Patty Davila batting for the Lady Cougars. She plays first base. And a pitch goes 2-0. Ruiz not showing too much tiredness. I always get concerned as you go into later innings. The pitch. In for a strike. The count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. Temperatures dropped a little bit here at the ballpark. .76. It's dropped about 6 degrees since we started. Not quite as windy, but you can feel a little chill in the air on this 25th day of April, 2019. Harlingen South hosting the Edinburg Lady Cougars. The pitch from Ruiz. Swinging and a pop out of play. And the count stays at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Patty Davila. We'll give you a little bit of the breakdown. Game 3, if needed, will be April the 26th at Edinburg North at 7. So just to give you a heads up on where this one will go, should it need be. The pitch to Davila. Ruiz delivers. Drag bunt and easy pick up the play. So the runner is down, but they do move the runner over. So there's one out for the Lady Cougars. Anel Pequeño comes to the plate for the Lady Cougars. Chop shot to the shortstop, picks it clean and throws her and tags her and gets her out. So the 6-3 is good. So the Lady Hawks shortstop, Crystal Gonzalez, flips it over on a good play to the first baseman, Alyssa Ledesma, to get the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Kaylee O'Brien, and she pops one out of foul down the right side. Out of play. Two outs here in the top half of the fifth for the Lady Cougars. They've got a runner at second. Kaylee O'Brien batting from the right side. Ball is inside, and the count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kaylee O'Brien. The pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kaylee O'Brien. Lady Cougars have a runner at second. The pitch from Ruiz. High and outside. Count goes even at 2. Ball goes foul down the third base line. They'll scoop it up and send it back into play. Keeps the count even at 2 for Kaylee O'Brien. O'Brien, the third baseman for the Lady Cougars tonight. 2-2. The pitch from Ruiz. High and outside. Count goes 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lady South Hawks 7. The Edinburg North Lady Cougars 3 were in the top half of the fifth. Ruiz sets in, delivers the pitch down and low, and that's going to send the Lady Cougar the base on balls to first base. So that'll bring up Melanie Cantu, the center fielder for the Lady Cougars. She bats in from the right side. Pitch from Ruiz. Swing and a pop going all the way out to the center fielder, makes the catch easily to retire the side. So the Lady Cougars leave 2 and can't push anybody across the dish. So the score remains the Lady South Hawks 7. The Edinburg North Lady Cougars 3. We'll be back with more action right here on Real Sports Live. You're watching the best home for real sports here in the Rio Grande Valley. Back with more in a moment.
insane. You brought my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, quick balls of fire. I did love cause I thought it was funny. You came along and moved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is fine. Goodness gracious, quick balls of fire. Kiss me, baby.
Back here live at Harlingen South, we go to the bottom of the fifth. The Lady South Hawks lead this one 7-3, and they lead the series 1-0. So if they win tonight, they wrap it up, and there will not be a game 3, as it is a best of 3. Lady South Hawks won last night, I understand, 11-1. And a shot to the third base gets by her. And the Ileana Salcedo is on base after the miscue by the third baseman. A line shot, that could have been judged as a hit. Some scorers will say if it touches the glove, that's an error that the player should have made it, but sometimes that's a hot shot down there, and sometimes that's tough to handle. So Ileana Salcedo is on board in the bottom half of the fifth at first base. And Coach Martinez may be making a change here, as I see him chatting with the home plate umpire, and he stands at the plate ready to make maybe a move here. We will see. Could be a courtesy runner or a number of different things. We'll see what's going on. No changes that we can see, so that'll bring up to the bat the right-handed batter, number 23, Cristiana Ariano, the catcher for the Lady South Hawks. She shows bunt as they look to move another runner, and it goes foul. So the count goes 0-1 quickly on Ariano. Best of 3 game series here, softball by district playoff. The Edinburg North Lady Cougars coming out of 31-6A, while the Lady Hawks coming out of 32-6A. And they lead this one by the score of 7-3 in the bottom of the fifth. Little conference with the infielders there as we get set to resume action here. Rodriguez sets in the pitch. Swing, and a line shot down, and it's foul. Ball quickly goes back in. Natalie Rodriguez still on the mound for the Lady Cougars. As Ariano steps back in to an 0-2 count. Salcedo at first on the base hit. And foul ball keeps the count on Ariano at 0-2. A lot of times you'll see a batter swing the bat, and we talk about throwing their hands at the ball. Well, that's not only in baseball, but in softball as well, as they swing gets the advantage of the hitter over the pitcher. Being able to pick that ball up and swing that bat like you're throwing your hands at the baseball, or the softball in this case. Shot to the from the catcher to second base is uneventful, and the runner still second. And Ariano strikes out. So that'll bring up Alexis Salcedo with one out for the Lady Hawks here in the bottom of the fifth. Alexis Salcedo tries to get out of the way, but the ball goes foul. Sometimes that just happens. Salcedo tried to get out of the way and left the bat out, and the ball hit the bat. And goes as the foul ball. 0-1 the count to Miss Salcedo. Salcedo steps back in. Rodriguez back to the mound. The pitch. High and outside, and that's got to go 1-1 on Salcedo. Lady Hawks looking to close this one out tonight here at home. They lead this one 7-3 in the bottom of the fifth. A bunt by Salcedo is going to be not in time, but she does move the runner. Salcedo gets credit for the sacrifice, and the Lady Hawks move a runner to third, but there are two outs. And that's going to bring up Alyssa. That'll bring up number 15, Alyssa Ledesma. Another lefty for the Lady South Hawks. And we got a little confusion here. Maybe something with a fan. We're going to check them out. Home plate Eddie Ramos going over there to check it out. It might be a number of different things. Noisemakers. Sometimes people get a little excited, throw things, or get a little bit too much into it. We resume action here. Ledesma, another lefty, swings and holds up. Thought she was going to swing, thought the changeup might get her, but it didn't. 1-0 to the count to Alyssa Ledesma. Ledesma, another lefty. The pitch. Check swing, and it's going to be caught by the pitcher for the third out to retire the side. So after 5, your score remains the same. The Harlingen Lady South Hawks, 7. The Lady Cougars of Edinburg North, 3, as they come to bat in the top of the 6th when we come back. We'll be back with more right here on Real Sports Live, the home for all of your sports action in the Rio Grande Valley. Back with more in just a moment.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Don't pass up the savings at Me Casa Furniture. Score big at Mikasa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville.
Back here live at Harlingen South, Doug Robinson bringing you all of the live action in this bi-district playoff match as the batter steps into the plate. Layla Thomas, a designated player / designated hitter as we call it in baseball. Layla Thomas batting from the right side of the plate, wearing the number 4. And Kylie Ruiz still on the mound for the Lady Hawks. And connects to Tamez, but it goes out of play. Foul ball out of play on Tamez. 1-2 the count. Top half of the 6th frame here. And the pitch from Ruiz gets away. And that's going to go 1-2. You know, I've been giving you maybe the wrong name. It appears that Ileana Saucedo is now on the mound. As we looked at the program, she wears the number 25 with it pitches right over to the third baseman and makes the play with ease. And there's one down here in the top of the 6th. Because according to our program, Ileana Saucedo wears the number 25, and that is exactly who is on the mound for the Lady South Hawks. Very hard to tell. I thought it was Kylie Ruiz, but now that I see the jersey, I can see the 5. And it's the young lady, Ileana Saucedo. And a shot for the Lady Cougars as they get a base hit coming down to third base. Flops into the left field. So the Lady Cougars trying to get something going here in the 6th. They're down to 2 frames. And they've got one out here in the top of the 6th. But are able to get on board with a base hit. Annabelle Segoviano steps in, 1-0, and pops one out of plate. So Jessica Diaz breathes some life into the Lady Cougars with that base hit. And the young lady Segoviano trying to move her over. Pitch. Called strike. One ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Segoviano, here in the top of the 6th. Lady Cougars running out of outs. And time is called as Segoviano steps out. A lot of coaches preach this word to hitters, and that's patience. Dribbler goes foul down the first base side. Keeps the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes to Segoviano. One out here in the top half of the 6th. Lady Cougars trail this one by 4. Need to make something happen as they have a runner at first on the base hit. And the ball gets away from Salcedo. Segoviano, 2-2. Inside, and the count goes full. The Lady Cougars need base runners, and in a bad way. They trail this one by 4. Trying to make something happen here. We talked a little bit earlier about how coaches preach patience. Don't get in a hurry. And the ball goes outside, and Segoviano was on base with a base on balls. So now with runners at first and second, that'll bring up Natalie Rodriguez, the pitcher. Ball is low. Runners are both going to be a little aggressive but conservative at the same time because they know that those are two important runs if they can get them across the dish. Lady South Hawks, 7-3 leads. The pitch to Rodriguez, a shot, and that's going to score maybe one as the ball comes home. The plate and does not make the tag. And they're going to say they're safe, and the Lady Cougars have life. So the Lady Cougars on the throw to the plate failed to make the tag. And it's a 7-4 game. So the Lady Cougars getting a little life here, and that's going to bring up some action over in the bullpen for the Lady South Hawks. Timeout is called. Looks like an intentional pass was made. And it was. So now Coach Martinez opting to set up the force play to load the bases, knowing that if they try to bunt, they could get a quick play back to the plate to get the out at home. Bases loaded. Rodriguez at first on the intentional pass. It used to be that you had to throw 4 pitches, but they passed a rule now where they just tell the umpire intentional pass, please. So that'll bring up Hope Rodriguez. She really lit up things with her home run in the first inning. Hope Rodriguez bats from the right side. And a double play, and the Lady South Hawks get out of a jam there. So the Lady South Hawks get a double play to end the inning. Talk about a great play. That was one. We'll be back with more. You're listening and watching Real Sports Live. Back in just a moment.
Right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
If you just graduated high school, are looking to change careers, or to upgrade your job skills, Texas Southmost College is the place to start. With over 50 certificates and associate degrees to choose from, TSC has the career for you. At TSC, you get a quality education that's close to home. Earn a certificate or an associate degree and get the education you need for today and tomorrow's job market.
Wouldn't you like to be in demand?
Register now at Texas Southmost College in Brownsville.
At Port Isabel Health Clinic, they care for you like family. Services include pediatrics, geriatric care, and family practice, school sports physicals, daycare physicals, orthopedic care, wellness exams for men and women. Dr. William Torkelson and his staff are here to serve you. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. Your health is their priority at the Port Isabel Health Clinic.
Back here at Harlingen South, the double play ends the inning for the Lady Cougars as they were threatening with the bases loaded but could not capitalize. So, as we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's the Lady South Hawks in control as they lead this one by 3. And are trying to add some tallies to take this series. They lead the series 1-0. Harlingen Lady South Hawks 7-4 as we move into the bottom of the 6th. And a well-played game by both teams. Rodriguez for the Lady Cougars still on the mound. There's a shot, and it picked up in play. Oh! And she pulled her foot off the bag. Great speed by the Lady Cougars, but could not come up with the play as she pulled her foot off the bag. So the Lady Hawks have another base runner to start off the top of the 6th. So Crystal Gonzalez moves on to first, and Kiana Muniz comes to the plate, batting from the left-hand side. Lays down the bunt, and it's a good one. That's going to move the runner over, but they get the out. So the force play, or excuse me, the fielder's choice goes over as they make the bunt play. And the Lady Cougars get the out, but not before they move the runner. So Kayla Rogers steps in. It's tough to see these numbers, folks. I apologize. Our vantage point does not allow us to really sometimes see the number as we're going in, and by moving some changes around in their lineup. Pitch goes in. But it's Kayla Rogers at the plate for the Lady Hawks. And I apologize for not being able to see who that was, but it must have been Natasha Canales at second base. Not able to see that number. There's a shot out to the left fielder. Calls for it and squeezes it. And there's one away. Make it 2 outs with that one. And the Lady Hawks runner is at second. But the fly out not allowing her to move. So there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th for the Lady South Hawks. So Crystal Gonzalez to the plate. Bats from the right side. 2 outs here. He's got a little chilly. I had to put the jacket on out here. Pitch from Rodriguez is called strike. Rodriguez still on the mound for the Lady Cougars. They trail this one by 3. 7-4 our score. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th for the Lady South Hawks of Harlingen South High School. There's a shot up to the pitcher. Should be an easy play, and it is, to retire the side. So the Lady Hawks leave the base runner stranded. They can't get her across the plate. We've played 6. We'll be back with the final 3 outs for the Lady Cougars if they don't score. This one's over. We'll be back with more on Real Sports Live. You're enjoying high school by-district playoff action. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Insane. You roll my whip, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, quick balls of fire. I did love cause I thought it was funny. You came along and moved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is fine. Goodness gracious, quick balls of fire. Kiss me
deals, go to Mi Casa Furniture.
Save at Mi Casa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica, Brownsville.
Back here at live action. Top of the 7th, and the Lady Cougars are down to 3 outs, and the first pitch goes foul for the Lady Cougars. It's Anel Pequeño at the Pequeño finding herself 0-1 as the first pitch goes foul. And the pitch, another quick one to second base. And the Lady Cougars are down to 2 more outs, and it's over. So quickly, Kelsey Rivera over to the first baseman, Alyssa Ledesma, for the out. And it's the Lady Cougars now, Kaylee O'Brien. The pitch, foul ball. Count goes 0-1. Kaylee O'Brien. Lady Cougars with 1 out. Looks at a called strike, and the count goes 0-2 to O'Brien. 2 strikes to Kaylee O'Brien. Top of the 7th. Lady Hawks not taking anything for granted, but they lead this one by 3, 7-4. There's a shot foul, goes back to the screen. Keeps the count at 0-2 for Kaylee O'Brien as she stays alive. Hawk fans relatively quiet with 1 out on the Lady Cougars here in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss, and that's 2 outs. And the Lady Cougars are down to an out. So Melanie Cantu is the schedule batter. Now we'll see if they make a change. And they do not. So Melanie Cantu steps into the right side of the plate, awaiting the pitch from Salcedo. The pitch, swing and a miss. The Lady Cougars are down to their last out, and Cantu is 0-1. The pitch from Salcedo, that goes a little low, skips the plate, and the count goes even at 1. One and one the count, 2 outs, top of the 7th. The pitch, low and away, and the count goes 2-1. Lady Cougars hoping and hoping that this one continues. 2 balls and a strike to Cantu. The pitch. There's a shot. It's going to be a base hit, and the Lady Cougars stay alive. So Cantu is on with a base hit here in the 7th. So Melanie Cantu does her job, and that'll bring up the designated player, Layla Tamez. Tamez pops it up, and this might do it, and it does. That is the ball game, folks. The Lady South Hawks take the series 2-0. They win it here at home tonight as they line up the final. Harlingen South, Lady Hawks 7. The Edinburg North, Lady Cougars 4. This one is in the books, folks. And the Lady South Hawks will be moving on great night here tonight as the Harlingen South flag is flying, and we look forward for it to come out onto the field here in just a moment as the ceremonial teams go through their handshakes. And the Harlingen Lady South Hawks had defeated the Lady Cougars by the score of 7-4. We'll be back with more after these words. You're listening and watching Real Sports Live, the home for all of sports coverage here in the Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Everyone's a winner at Conno Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, check out this 2014 Hyundai Elantra GT. This car is loaded with a leather interior, satellite radio, Bluetooth, and it's yours today for zero money down and $175 a month. That's right, no money down. Drive away today, just $175 a month. Or feel the power of this 2016 Dodge Challenger. This includes the RT Scat Pack, includes navigation, satellite radio, a reverse camera, an ALPINE stereo system. Practically new with just 31,000 miles, powered by a 6.4-liter 392 Hemi engine. This today on the lot at $33,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Conno Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas. Fans mark the calendar for May the 5th for exciting football action from Mercedes as Real Sports Live presents NFL flag football action in Turf Wars 2019. See the future stars from the area in tournament competition live on Real Sports Live from the Mercedes Tiger Football Stadium May the 5th. Coaches, sign your team up today and be a part of the show for just $75 a team. Sponsored in part by Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito. Register your team today or call 956-536-7185. Turf Wars, NFL flag football from Mercedes. When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats. Laguna Madre Baits, 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Doug Robinson back here to wrap it up here at Harlingen South Field, where the Ladies South Hawks have defeated the Edinburg Lady Cougars in the best-of-3 series. They take it 2-0 and move on to the next round of the girls' 6A softball playoffs. We had an exciting night tonight. We thought it was going to be something exciting to watch, and it was. The Lady Cougars in the first inning managed to get a home run and scored 2 runs. But the Lady Hawks answered back in the bottom of the first and scored 3 to make it 3-2. Then in the second, the Lady Hawks added another tally to make it a 4-2 game. Then in the third, the Lady Hawks sent 2 more tallies onto the board. The Edinburg Lady Cougars, they managed to get one in the fourth, but the Harlingen South Lady Hawks answered back with 1 more to make it a 7-1 ball game. A 7-3 ball game. Then into the fifth, goose eggs for both teams. Then the Lady Cougars had a chance to maybe open it up. They had the bases loaded, but a double play ended that threat. They only were able to get 1 run and then close it out as they fall tonight to the Harlingen South Lady Hawks, who advance by the score of 7-4. Well, once again, my name is Doug Robinson. It's been a pleasure to serve as your play-by-play host and a little bit of a color inside of tonight's game, and we hope you've enjoyed all of the action right here on Real Sports Live. Want to make sure you check in everything on YouTube at Real Sports Live. Check your games out, games that have played, games that are want to watch live, or all the other sportscasts that have been produced for Real Sports Live and for our fans here in the Rio Grande Valley. So, my buddy Eric, the great camera guy who set up everything for us tonight to make sure that we could bring you the pictures and a great night of softball. To our main leader, Mr. Joe Bowling. And some shout-outs to some folks that I want to say hello to. Johnny Cipriano, the AD over at Santa Rosa. Tony Leal. Mark Orr to the guys over at the baseball team at Santa Rosa. A lot of some of the other folks that we know that are tuning in, Javi Guillen, and a few other folks. Amos Salas, former coach at Santa Rosa, now in Brownsville. Loves softball. Daughter played at Real Hondo, and I'm telling you what, we want to thank everybody for watching, and we want to make sure that you stay tuned in to Real Sports Live for all your exciting sports action. The home for Rio Grande Valley Sports on the only station that gives you everything they can, Real Sports Live. And don't forget to call us if you'd like to advertise. We'd love to hear from you. So, for Eric, Joe Bowling, and myself, Doug Robinson, we bid you good night. We'll see you next time right here on Real Sports Live. Be safe, everybody. Good night.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-Up, 3-Down San Perlito Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds